Hey everybody, welcome to Young Money Investments, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Tradezero. I've been using the brokerage now for probably about a month and a half now. It seems like come into some kind of a pretty good idea of how the platform is, how it works. I've noticed some of the flaws and some of the problems that I've had with it and some of the pros with it. So today I want to do kind of more of a quick review on some of my pros and my cons of Tradezero. Now, if you have been following me for a while, you will know that Tradezero is a platform that I recently have opened up my public account on. It's kind of more my day trading account. That way I can have an account that I can show all my wins, losses, all that kind of stuff with it. Tradezero is that platform. So if you look at Tradezero right here, you are able to trade just like Robinhood for free. Now, what that does mean though is there is commissions and things like shorts. Robinhood doesn't have the ability to short, but with Tradezero you can. They do lack a couple features such as options trading and things like that. But basically the gist of Tradezero is that it's zero commission. They do have an online trading platform, which again is decent as well. There's live support. It's only during 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is nice to get to talk to someone, although I have also noticed with Tradezero, you're not talking to a large office staff. They have like maybe 3 people, I swear, that are in their call center. It is a very small company right now. I've talked to their COO on the phone a couple times now, and I even have emailed him because of me putting in money. So there's a couple high and, I guess like potential risks with Tradezero that I'll get into a little bit later, but just wanted to give you kind of a run through here on the website here. They do have a free trading software. They do have the paid version, which is going to be your Tradezero Pro. I have not used that. I'm a Mac user, so I would need to have Windows in order to be able to do this. I could always use their Zero Web, which would be available on my MacBook Pro. Currently, I'm using the Zero Free, so it doesn't cost me anything, but I don't have level 2. I don't have like really good charts. The charts are kind of garbage on this. Honestly, it's not even worth it to use the charts on Tradezero. I highly recommend actually using TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim if you're going to actually be using the technical analysis. This just is not the place for it. Although the shorts, you can get companies on here that no other broker I have seen offers. I feel like they have the best amount, but we'll get into that in a second as well. So guys, as I was saying, the nice thing with this is that it is zero commissions for any long-term trading. You can literally buy any company long for no cost. Options are not available currently here in the United States. And again, this is tradezero.us. So this is not the international version. This is just for United States residents. If you want to use the Zero Pro, it's going to be $59 a month. This kind of gives you the breakdown in terms of what you're paying for each and every one of those services. So there is some additional fees if you want the full-fledged trading software, like something that you would get in TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim platform. Trade desk, no one wants to have a broker assisted trade, don't need any of those. Account related fees, this will be right here. Outgoing wiring fees are $50. They don't charge you for incoming wiring fees, but your bank will charge you fees for that as well. So guys, the first issue that I have found with Tradezero is that there is no P&L graph like you have in Robinhood. Now, while I'm not the biggest fan of Robinhood, I think that the user interface and the ability to see how your account has done over the last day, week, month, 3 months, and year is very beneficial to any trader, whether you be an advanced trader or a beginner trader. Being able to see your P&L on a graph form like that is very helpful. On Tradezero, there just is not that ability. It tells you how much money is in your account, and if you want to go back and go through your statements, you can figure out how much you have made or lost. But honestly and truly, guys, it is really bad. Like, it is not user-friendly whatsoever in that aspect. I would love to see Tradezero come out with that feature. Their app on the phone is going to be my second complaint, and that is their mobile app on the phone is garbage. Like, it is very, very, very slow. To log into the account, I have it set on Face ID. It's very slow. It takes like almost a minute or more on its logging in loading screen. Then I'll enter my password, my username, and then it asks me for a 4-digit PIN as well to log into the system. Now that part doesn't take too long. It's just the initial load that is so terribly slow. Again, the user interface very bad. Like literally you can create your own watch list at the opening page. That is it. You can click on your positions. You can see where your profit loss is on each individual position that is open. If it's not open, again, there's nothing going to show you, hey, this is where your overall position is, how much have you made on your account over the past few months or so, how much have you lost if you're down, etc., etc. So again, the mobile app literally is only good for if you are really in a dire strait and need to add to your position, and you notice, hey, I'm down so much, I'm going to add more to my position, or hey, it's uptrending, it's time to get out. This is a good place to take my profits, basically. The third feature that I'd love to see on Tradezero is a feature that I haven't even found on Robinhood, and that is being able to get a quick, clear readout of every single trade you've taken and what your P&L was on each and every trade. For me as a trader, I want to see that because I want to see which trades have I profited well on, which trades have I not done so well on, and how can I adjust my strategy in order to be a better trader. That to me is crucial, and when I have to go through a list or almost like a CSV file and go through each and every trade and do the math, to me that's a pain in the butt, it's a hassle, it's a waste of time. There should be a broker out there that literally just gives you that straight up, and I haven't found it. So if you know of one and you've seen this, you're watching this video right now, please leave that in the comment section, because as far as I know, Robinhood does not have that. As far as I know, E-Trade doesn't have that. TD Ameritrade doesn't have that. Like, I just want a simple, quick list, and Tradezero does not even provide that. Neither does any other broker, but that's something I would really like to have. And this is a list of things that I actually sent to the COO that I would love to see in this platform, because Tradezero is new. It's not a full-fledged, long-standing broker. In fact, it's only probably here in the United States been around for maybe like 3 months. So I gotta give them a little bit of credit. But still, come on, you're taking my hard-earned money. Like, let's get a nice platform, especially when Robinhood has really blazed the path for so many of these new startups right now. The fourth feature that I would love to see on Tradezero is probably going to be the most costly feature that has cost me money in any of my trades, and that is the ability to instantly calculate how much money my position size is going to be. For example, if I'm in Robinhood and I am trying to buy Tesla at $300 a share and I am buying 3 shares, right? It gives you an X, so it gives you the share price, it gives you an X times 3, and then it gives you your total price of $900, right? On a full rounded easy number, that is super simple, super easy. I can do the math in my head and I know, okay, this is what my account value is. I know I can buy these amount of shares and I can hedge my risk. If I'm shorting Tesla, then I can hedge my risk and okay, I got to get out of this position. I don't want to hold it for any longer. So that is a feature that's very simple, very basic. That's in pretty much every single broker out there. Yet on Tradezero, you don't even have that when you go to buy a share, whether you go to short a share, if you're shorting a company, you don't get to figure it out. So if I'm buying company A for $2.30 a share and I'm ordering 700 shares, sorry, I'm not that great at doing math right off the top of my head. I'm looking at a million different charts over on my other screen. I'm looking at the technicals, I'm looking at my support and resistance, I'm looking at my RSI, I'm looking at my MACD, I'm looking at a lot of different things, and I just want a broker that can simply give me the total cost of that trade. And so that is not available currently in Tradezero, and again, that is available in Robinhood. So this broker is not perfect, and that's what I'm starting to realize currently. All right, guys, and the final thing that I would love to see in Tradezero is a very simple and easy breakdown of what the costs are per short. So recently, this also bothers me a little bit, but recently Tradezero actually took their commissions for shorts, and it used to be a 4x overnight to hold a hard to borrow short. So for example, if I am shorting BOXL, which is a classic pump and dump, and it is a hard to borrow company, usually you're going to pay somewhere between 2 to 4, sometimes 6 cents a share in order to short BOXL or ACXS or any of these, small cap, I kind of want to call them garbage companies that are just penny stocks, right? These low crap, really cruddy, low float companies. It's going to cost you a decent amount to borrow those shares because a lot of other brokers don't have those. Nowadays, one thing that I hate is that Tradezero upped their cost for the first night from a 4x on that hard to borrow fee to now 7x for the first night. And then the following night, it's just going to be the 1x. So for example, if I borrowed 100 shares recently of CRON. The cost was like 3 cents, 3 point some odd cents per share. The cost to hold it overnight tonight was like I want to say it was like $28 when you consider the 100 shares that I borrowed today, plus you pay that 4x for the overnight, and then if I go to sell tomorrow, I basically have about a $28 commission on those 28 shares. With that 7x, it's very expensive, and I don't know what other brokers do, but to me that has really gone up in price when it used to be a 4x when I just started 6 weeks ago with Tradezero. What I would love to see on Tradezero, I can't change the fact that it's a 7x now. I just have to deal with it. I need to get this account to 25,000 so that I can day trade, so I don't have to hold these companies overnight. I can sell after right at the close, and I can repick those shares up if I want to at the beginning of the day if it hasn't dropped too much in the after hours. But what I would love to see on Tradezero is a cost calculator from your P&L that tells you very simply how much that cost is going to be overnight to hold those shares. There's nowhere on there except for if you click on your previous trades and go through all your trades, you can calculate it out. It's just a pain in the butt. It's just very difficult. And I just want to be able to see in Robinhood, again, I'm comparing a lot to Robinhood because that's probably what a lot of you have used. If you're using Gold, for example, in Robinhood, it gives you your account summary. It gives you the list of every single one of your trades, but then it also has, the cost per month. Say you're using Robinhood Gold and it's $50 a month or whatever. It tells you right there, $10 a month if you're not using a whole lot of gold. It tells you very simply what those costs are. Whereas with Tradezero, it's very confusing, and I had to even call one of the people in the office to kind of get them to explain to me, hey, what really was my overall profit on this trade, because I knew I had held it for several nights, and I knew that cost was eating into my overall profits. I just didn't know how much until they told me how to read that. And then when you add money into your account, it gets even more confusing. So that is it, guys. That is really my overall take on Tradezero. Like I said, I wanted to go over some of the flaws that I've seen with it. Really, one of the biggest things that I've seen with Tradezero is that you can borrow companies that no other broker will let you borrow. Again, it is free commissions if you are longing a company. I think that their paid platform for $59 a month is a good platform. I have not yet used it, but from what I've seen from the demos and things, it's a good, worthwhile platform. For those new investors, though, that is going to be a cost that you have to reckon with. Can I use TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim platform to do my technicals on and then just use the charts? Use those charts and then just trade off of Tradezero. That's going to be your cheapest opportunity, and that's going to save you usually right around $720 a year if you're paying $60 a month. And so that's another factor that you need to take into account. Hey, can I just use something for free? Kind of piece it together, hodgepodge it all together, and go from there. So for me, like I said, Tradezero has been great. The one fact that it does not have options for me right now, because if I am day trading, the biggest two day trades that I have is trading morning gappers, shorting morning gappers, and trading SPY options, whether it be calls or puts. Those are two features that I really like to do. And whereas with Tradezero not having those, I still have to use my Robinhood account. So I'm in a lot of brokers right now, but you have to find the little pieces that work for your style of trading. And again, I am obviously doing a lot of long-term investing as well. Hopefully this review of Tradezero was helpful. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you've used it, if you're thinking about using it, leave them down in the comment section. I'd love to answer them. Thanks so much for tuning in to Young Money Investments, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Crud, I forgot to add one more thing to this video. As of now, I also have a friend, fellow trader, Connor, who also has recently tried to put in some money into Tradezero. Now, he tried to transfer in $20,000, and as of 2 weeks ago when he tried to put it in, that money is still nowhere to be found. With Tradezero being a newer broker, I did check into all the research in terms of the SIPA laws and all of, like, if you put money into a bank, it's FDIC insured. Tradezero does follow all those standards, but it does kind of concern me that, with this being a new broker, trying to get money in and out, I've heard of a lot of people having issues getting money out of Robinhood as well. So that's maybe another potential flaw that I don't know if it's a flaw or not, but something to keep in mind. If you have a 6-figure account and you're trying to put it into Tradezero, I would maybe be a little bit cautious just because of the fact that it is a newer broker. If you're only putting in, 5, 10, 15, 20,000 into Tradezero, I wouldn't be too concerned, but just know that that's a potential area of like security. The passwords on there are also not, I don't want to like give away too much, but like when you create the account, just know your passwords are not super secure. There's no way to blur out your account information or anything like that as well on there. Little things that to me should be there from a security standpoint. So just take that with a grain of salt. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye guys.